The Whiskey Brothers.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast, everybody. Happy October to all of you. It's so weird. We meet now once a month. Yeah. We're not convening weekly like we used to. So
our livers couldn't take it.
No, everyone is taking breaks. It is episode 1041. We're in the studio today. We have a lot of things to cover. We especially want to thank Rebecca Creek. I'm drinking.
Yes.
We got whiskey over here, and the reason we have whiskey over here is we did a show at the Houston Improv. I guess it's now been a week ago.
Yep.
We had a remarkable time.
Hell of a good show.
People
man.
showed up. It was not sold out. But it was busy, and these people were remarkable. So to all of you who came out to that show and let us sweat our way through new material,
it was fun though, man. Just doing a brand new and a special thank you to the lady who I won't say her name because she has a really good ass job that brought me the 250 milligram edible that I ate after the show.
Ooh.
I understand how time works now.
That's excellent.
I could draw it out on a graph for you. I might need another edible, but
see, I'm such a lightweight. I would still be high.
Yeah.
250 milligrams, like a week later, I'd be like, I'm not coming.
I thought I had Jarvis in the room with me because I was seeing 3D modeling of how time works.
Well, I would also like to say hi to this woman.
Yeah, who is this lady?
Cheers to you guys.
And to that woman.
And a special thank you. Back at house, we got chicken in the house.
Chicken.
Someone say chicken?
My man. Chicken who also come out and recorded for us.
I was
Wednesday night
about to
Improv.
say, was also there with us at the Improv on Wednesday night, putting in some hours behind the camera, but a very funny comic, Michael Clark, doing God's work back there. So cheers, brother.
Cheers.
We raise a glass to you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out in the studio.
That is not my first toast to chicken.
It's probably...
I feel you, though. We're on the same page.
What did anything happen? Usually at the Improv shows, when I do a show, something crazy. Someone ends up crying in the kitchen. Someone ends up thrown out. Someone fights in the parking lot.
But you know what? It was all sold tickets. It was all people that just came to see us, and it was
true.
I sold a crap ton of merchandise.
They bought everything.
I left with lighter boxes.
Yes.
That was a good time.
When people
we
pay,
had a little drink afterwards at the little Irish joint with Chris Nelson and a slew of people.
A good after party at a little Irish pub. And
Nice.
fucking Rob Mungle, for a guy who's retired, went up with new shit.
wait, did he?
Did he really?
Yeah.
What did he do? That jockstrap joke?
No, not the jockstrap, but like all the Greg Abbott shit. And he was like, he sent me this thing about him getting the vaccine first and cut little old ladies.
Oh, yeah. I have heard him do the vaccine first thing. He just has been doing that.
The thing where he said,
That's funny.
he said Greg Abbott signed his thank you letter by just leaving prints from his wheelchair. I was like,
Tire tracks.
this motherfucker, I'm retired. Why you still writing, bitch?
Okay, that's funny.
Why you still writing? And give it to me, motherfucker. If you're not going to do nothing with it,
Oh, that's amazing.
you're still funny. I want those jokes, bitch.
That's a wonderful complaint to have about comedy.
that was a fun
Damn
evening.
good night, man.
When they let you do the new stuff is when I'm, because I don't mind doing new stuff. I was working a few new bits out in Fort Worth, you know, and I don't mind doing that there because I know I can throw a hot 30 and then I can try 5. And if that doesn't work, I've still got, I don't know, my closer that I know works. But when you're following new with new, you're like, well, if that doesn't work, I have another thing that might also not work that's kind of similar in nature, and I don't know how to not do it because then I can't get to the next thing that also might not work.
It was fun for me because I was doing a whole new set, and but I hadn't put it all together. It was the first time I just put it all together, and I got lost somewhere towards the end of it and just went into one of my older jokes. And then I remembered where I was, and I just bailed on the bit. I was like, no, screw that.
I was sitting in the back of the room, and you went into it. I went, motherfucker, that's off the special. You said it was all new.
But I bailed. I bailed quick.
He did bail up. I was like, you may be tricking them, but I edited that bitch. So
I bailed very quickly on it and was like, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I just forgot where I'd never put it together in that order and tried to do it like that before, and I was glad I bailed.
So I opened up with a new thing I was working on, but I hosted, so I went up cold. and they just weren't having it.
They were tight.
They were a very
really
tight crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it a Wednesday night,
Yeah.
right? Okay. But I mean, still, they're there to see you.
They
So-
came a lot, but it was a truck out of the mud.
Yeah.
They were.
It loosened. I felt better when I looked over and saw Chris Nelson. I think I stopped in the middle of my set because I looked over and Chris Nelson was sitting there surrounded by a sea of titties. I was like, well, that makes sense. My world makes sense.
There were some for whatever reason, we draw an attractive crowd. There were bikini contest winners, and there were Instagram models, and those where you just look
good
up.
Boots.
All of the above. I don't know why our demographic has turned into
I
that.
can't wait till that's my demographic.
You and me both.
Right now, because it's just creepy dudes. that, like,
we get old blue collar guys.
Don't take showers.
And young, good looking women, and it's a
creepy
weird
dudes who
mix.
don't take showers.
you know, sometimes I get creepy young women, honestly,
who don't
too.
take showers.
Yeah.
What do you? So do you do any weird shows where you just go up and do new stuff or stuff?
I
that
feel
is
like that's my whole comedy career at this point in
unusual?
time, though.
You're hosting you and Tess Vergalt, another
Yeah.
very good Houston comedian.
I thought you were going to
Yes.
say another creepy young girl.
Yeah, another. Have you seen how large her eyes are?
Also that she
and like Will pointed out, she talks so much shit. It's so weird coming out of a Disney character.
It is. She
It's hilarious.
right. How you say all that mean shit with a bluebird on your shoulder? That is
literally, she presents like a Disney princess, and then she gets on stage and she's just like vulgar as fuck.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. But like, so we riff at the top of our show.
You guys do a show on Tuesday nights
Yes,
called
we do.
TNA
TNA
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Clever.
Clever. Tess and Abby.
False advertising.
It's clever advertising.
Yeah, unless you're the guy who showed up with a boner.
That happens every week. They get over it. We give them a free shot. They're fine.
Oh
Me and
yeah.
Slade did the show. We had a ball.
That's a good. I want to do another
I want
one.
to have you guys back on.
I got a
too.
bunch of stuff I'm working on. So
Normally
Yeah.
after the other kind of TNA shows, I usually need a shot too.
Okay. Well, do you want? You can do the show if you want, Sam.
We're talking about a different kind of
you're
shot.
gonna be disappointed.
I was like, it is just a comedy show.
TNA and S.
When
Hey, I'll just gaslight you into putting me on.
yeah, it doesn't work. We made him wait.
what's
I'm
the
funny.
what's so the theme of the show? Do you just book a lot of good local Houston comics, or do you try and put a specific type of show together?
Yeah, so we were following very similarly in the Trash Flavor Trash structure. So like
Which is what?
she and I cold open together. We riff. We decide like on a topic like beforehand that we want to discuss because we're also sponsored by Rebecca Creek.
Uh-huh.
So they give us like a lot of like swag and stuff to give to audience members. So we do this thing where like we'll talk about like okay, like what is like the first time you broke the law or like the funniest time you've broken the law. So we'll talk about that, then we'll open it up to the audience. They can share their stories, and if they share, then we give them some Rebecca Creek
Very
swag.
clever.
Do you know what the topic was the night we were on? Don't tell him.
The night we were
I don't
on.
remember.
Because I just thought about it. Now I've got questions.
No, I actually don't know.
Our topic was red flags.
Well,
Oh, that was the red flag night. That was a good night.
Oh,
They didn't
I
tell
thought-
us the topic before he got there, but I now remember them riffing completely on red flags.
Yeah,
I don't recall that. I
it's
know how
not
I got
about.
on the show.
We don't base the topics or the red flags off of the lineup that we have.
that was just a
That
coincidence.
was just a coinkydink that you guys happened to be there.
She said something like, if he's got 3 names, that's a red flag. And I was like, what the fuck?
I said if he has a junior in his name.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! You checked all the
Sorry.
boxes.
I was like, whoo. All right.
Holy fuck.
I was like, get your own identity.
So
Grow
wait,
up.
What was my line? What did I-
All the rest.
Oh, Slade.
Everything else they said.
Fuck you right in the
Dude,
face.
Slade's red flag is that you have like this little itty bitty little ponytail happening.
It's not really a ponytail.
It's not even really a ponytail, which is I'm happy you took the hair tie out earlier. because
Look
it was
at
getting
her.
a little ridiculous.
Wait, you said a junior. What if he has a third?
It's
A third?
It's art
Yeah.
director scary.
At that, I mean, your family, your family's running out of ideas. At that point. I don't know. It's just jokes.
No, I have a really shitty middle name, and I'm pretty sure that my grandfather and my dad were like, if I got stuck with this motherfucker, he is too.
You got a punitive middle name?
Punitive middle name.
They're just
Punishing.
punishing you?
I was. If I had a son,
Sorry,
you're gonna get it
I
too.
don't know how I knew that.
Yeah,
that
how
was
the fuck
wild.
did Jerry
Yeah.
correct that statement? Wow.
I feel
want
like
to run the tape back, man?
I quit drinking. It's weird. I know shit now.
Like all of a sudden.
I used to
I
drink
know
and know shit
SAT
about
words.
animals, and now I don't drink and know shit about words.
Everything
There
else.
you go.
Wait, so you're I want to come back to your show, but you're currently not you didn't imbibe with us, obviously.
Yes.
I'm just taking a break. I'm drying out. Thank you so much for peanut butter whiskey. I had plenty that night at the Improv, which is part
It's
of the
so good.
impetus for
You
just
had-
want to dry out a minute. You know, I'm remodeling this house and stuff, but it's been wild, right? Because I pretty much drank through the pandemic. You know what I mean?
See,
I was
that's
in an
the-
apartment with my wife and 2 kids, locked up the whole pandemic, and
You drank the whole time.
I started putting whiskey in my coffee.
But you have your and here's how I know. You have Jeff Canada was here the other night. We did an
Yep.
interview for a show, my solo show. And he was talking to me about y'all's 2 a.m. conversations when he's edible high. He goes, and Jerry's on the porch, stoned and drinking his Evan Williams. He goes, and I'll send him song lyrics, and he'll send me poetry. I don't know what the fuck he said, but he goes, it's kind of gay, but it's we like
It's fun.
it.
I get to hear all of his songs before everybody else.
Yeah, no, but it's. I've watched you. That's your nightly rhythm, and I only drink now on the Monday or the whatever night we do the podcast. So it's like once a month. I sort of imbibe. And I miss. Here's why I'm mad about it. I don't get in on the 2 a.m. conversations. I don't hear any of the music. You don't send me any poetry. I only get problems.
Well, now it's oh boy, like about the 3rd or 4th night with nothing. I started having like weird ass dreams and shit. Like it's been a minute since I dreamed. You know, like anxiety. Like I don't know what causes y'all anxiety or whatever, but. Like, there's this dude.
Not having dreams would cause
like
me
everything.
anxiety.
I'm not going to say his name because I'm still going to do it. But there's this podcaster that has a really beloved podcast in the Midwest, and it's about dudes like me and mechanical things and a little comedy stuff like that. It's called The Kitchen Table. I'll say that. It's a Kitchen Table podcast. Really cool. Guy's really
So Google that and you'll
cool.
find the guy's name.
Yeah.
The guy's really freaking cool, and he follows me on. He likes the characters and stuff, and he wants me to come do the podcast. And so I had this like crazy dream, like 3 nights after No Sauce, and in the dream, instead of doing the podcast on Zoom, I'm like in his studio, and he walks up and he drops a bunch of motorcycle parts on the table and goes, "Put this together," and I'm like fucking with these parts, and I can't make heads or tails of it. He comes back, he's like, "God damn, I'm so disappointed to find out you're a fraud, Jerry Wade." And people are like chanting "Boots and Trucks."
Oh, my.
And then I shoot him. And I'm like,
That took a Texas turn.
and then my
baby.
alarm goes off, and I'm like, I may not start drinking again. I may
Jerry,
just.
tell me you pulled the handgun out of your beard. Please, please, it's a dream. It can happen.
It
It's
could
a
have.
dream.
I don't know where
Under
the
your
gun.
tit, just somewhere the right out of the.
There was a long period of thinking about like this motherfucker just called me a fraud. I got to shoot him. You know, like.
I just imagine making that noise like, remember whenever he pulled the little derringer out in Django? Was it?
It was like really weird. Like we're like sitting at his kitchen table, and I just go, "Bow."
Oh,
Wow.
that is, dude,
and then,
that's
and then I'm like, "Oh God, I just killed the podcast guy." And then,
By the way,
alarm.
that'd be the highest rated podcast episode
Yeah,
Literally
yeah,
ever.
It'd probably
Ever.
get your own Netflix
yeah,
series.
and hopefully everybody in prison's heard it by the time I get there.
more views than
It
Gangnam
would-
Style.
you would get on Netflix. You'd be on like, like Confessions of a Killer.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Who would play you?
Me.
Might have to chunk Jeff up.
No, chunk of Will Loden.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's,
That'd be a good one.
Dye his hair.
No,
Help
let's
him
just
grow
put
a
a
beard.
beard on Will Ferrell and
He can probably pull it off.
turn this into a movie.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm
Yeah,
I like
it,
the-
it was a trip.
Have they gone away?
Man, they're not as weird as that one now. So I'm like, but
Do you lucid dream? Can you control your dreams at all? Have you ever been in a like that?
I used to be able to when I was like younger, but I
said that like you
don't.
lost wizard powers.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be able to like wake up and tell you everything.
Yeah.
Like and like after my mom died, I had like crazy ass dreams about her for like years, and so I was kind of thankful when I stopped dreaming because I wasn't enjoying that kind of stuff, So
Yeah.
this is like a weird take. Most of them have been anxiety dreams lately, though. It's like I had this one about like getting ready to go on stage, and my mom patting me on the back and going, "You can still do this. You'll be okay. You can still do this."
Holy
And
shit.
people are like clapping and going nuts, and it looks like it's going to be a great show, but for whatever reason, I'm all worked up and don't want to go on stage, So there's some shit going on up here. It's a lot to unpack in the old.
Those are the best shows, man.
The old idea sponges.
That's that's so weird.
Going on.
My dreams have been relatively placid for a while now. Super lately, but I used to have these being chase dreams that were, viscerally like heartbeat induced. I was terrified the whole dream. I most of the time, I would end up in the same. There was a mappable world that had a beach area and then a city area with a hospital. It's like a video game land, but I could navigate it. And every time I would go back, there was a house that had all these weird levels and then this underground. I could probably draw this entire place, and I would revisit it night after night, and I would be chased through this. It would be some segment of it or another, and sometimes I'd be in this place or the other. There was a big mall area. Like,
was Yakety Sax playing?
It's is that the Benny Hill song?
Yep.
Then yes.
Are you dragging Andy behind you? I'm like, I've got like 3 platforms going on right now, and there's a lot happening. And I had remember you and me had a conversation about how I need to insulate myself a little bit.
Very much so.
And I've been working on that. But I wasn't. Somebody kind of doxed me and got my cell phone number and called me and said some. It kind of weirded me out. You know what I mean? Like I really want to meet you.
It's a shame I wasn't there to leave you stranded.
Man, where are you at in Houston right now? I want to come meet you. And I'm like it was like weird.
I wish I'd been there to not protect you.
Well, in all fairness, I didn't have a physical description of the lady. But it weirded me out for a couple days.
That's fucking
I
weird.
immediately made up a bunch of different emails and changed my email and
There is something to when people cross the line between like legitimate interest and like from fan to fanatic.
Yeah, it's called a parasocial relationship. There's a term for that so maybe it's like more common because I grew up with the internet, right?
Right.
So every like creator like that I've grown up watching, you feel like they're your friend. Like the people I've watched on YouTube, you feel like you know these people, you've watched them for years, you've seen them progress.
And you forget that that's a one-way relationship?
You forget that it's like, or a lot of people do, you forget that is a one-way street. And like even with like,
it started out with like messages about
coming,
that bit about your mom. Really, I lost my mom that way, and like okay,
there's
cool.
a difference between like leaving like a comment, like empathizing and like expressing like, wow, this really hit home for me because I've been through this. You know what I mean? Like that is incredible to read also from the safety of behind your own screen. But like people really do, they when they consume your content enough, they feel like they know you. And because especially we're doing stand-up, you put that...
It's very personal.
Very
absolutely.
vulnerable,
even if it's a complete lie you're telling on stage. Like it's still such a very vulnerable and personal
Probably,
position.
even if you made it up, it's a self-deprecating lie you're telling.
There's always some kind of truth to it. And it is such a bold thing to be putting yourself like not only on the internet, but then also on stage in that way. So like I can't even like... like the attention.
I don't know what you call looking up somebody's old company they sold to get their phone number, but
That's
it's
fucking
crazy.
crazy.
What?
Fucked up.
Like they called me on my phone. I was like,
That's
God.
a bridge too
See,
far.
Yeah.
so you've had a stalker that ended up fucking with me. Like you've got that. I never have that. The one that I get that's the most common that I find so annoying is like when you post something on your story or some shit, and then people instead of just liking whatever, they comment like, "Oh, hey, that's badass. I'm gonna see him next week." And then I read it and I don't say anything, and then they get like,
They reply.
"Yo, man, why didn't you respond to my message? I saw you read it." Well, I'm like,
Yes.
I don't fucking know you. I don't know you. Like
We are
it's-
not friends.
I don't like. You're a single dude for the most part. When you are. I don't present though as a single.
I'm not.
I don't. Oh yeah, I forgot. But I don't present as a single DTF sort of attractive dude. I'm just
You wear
a
a wedding
hillbilly
ring.
talking about trucks and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And some of these thirst trap women.
You don't take your ring off in any
No,
of
I
your
don't
videos.
wear my ring and everything. I talk about my wife all the time.
I was gonna say, I was like, you also talk about Rachel.
It's not a secret.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
so
There's no.
some of those messages I get are like.
I understand why I get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
I
a-
don't. But
There are moments
you know,
in my show where I go, I'm single. There's zero reason someone should
well,
reach
you
out
don't
to
have
you.
to say zero, but
What-
goddamn, I'm a little overweight, but I'm
Jerry, I
a
can't
guy.
understand why one person would be in Jerry, I don't get how a soul could look at you.
But the worst that I ever had was when we first started doing the podcast. I was like, I'm only on Twitter because I follow porn stars because they're batshit crazy. And then one of our podcast fans, he was just going into my DMs with like pictures of porn stars or little clips from porn videos or whatever.
Okay, that's
and I just never responded. And then they started getting weird, like fucking guys cutting into their dicks and shit. And then I finally sent back. I was like, "Hey man,
Bro, I would have left Twitter.
Yeah,
man.
That's worse than a cell phone call.
This is on
But
Facebook
you can have my
Messenger.
address.
This is
I
on
would just throw
Facebook
my phone
Messenger,
away.
and but like the first, it was like it'd be like actual hot chicks or whatever, and like some chick flicking a beat, but I didn't respond. But I'm like, I'm a watch, you know what I mean? But then when it started getting really weird and whatever, and
3
then
weeks later, a guy's fucking butter carving his penis, and you're like, what? Okay.
and
I didn't even think I was into this.
A
But
guy literally sliced into his dick, and he sent it to me or whatever, and then I just sent back. I was like, this is the only thing I ever responded. I was like, hey man, like. I like porn as much as the next guy, but do me a favor, keep dicks and blood out of my inbox, please.
Yeah.
He blocked me. He blocked me. He's like,
You
if
offended
bitch,
him.
I
I
thought we
can't-
were friends.
I can't see you cut up dicks, I'm not a fan anymore.
So speaking. All right. So I had recently a weird series of messages come through from a person who I didn't know was a fan. Right. A couple of years ago, they were dating or married to a girl that I knew many years back. Right.
Oh, yes.
And then I get this late night message from this guy, and then it's unsent. So when you wake up to unsent messages,
You're like, some
you
shit
know,
went down.
There's some fuckery afoot.
You had
Yeah.
time to think about
Yes.
what you sent.
You said something that you shouldn't have fucking said.
and
My favorite
especially-
is when you can see what they sent before they unsent
which
it.
I did not. So I wish I had, because this was one of those 1:30 a.m. messages and then unsent when I woke up the next morning. And I don't respond to that. I don't
No,
send
hell no.
anything. I don't go, hey, what did you send?
say?
Crazy person I don't ever talk to. I just left it alone. And then I start to get these weirder and weirder. They start out innocent. Hey, me and her were talking about your show the other day, and just wonder what you're up to. And I'm like, well, that's, you know what I mean? Like, question mark. Send back, whatever, you know what I mean? And then it comes through. So we were talking again, and we were just, man, we really miss the good old days when we used to hang out. And I'm like, well, we never used to hang out. I used to hang out with her frequently, but you were not in the picture.
Yeah.
So no, but I didn't respond. And then I get one back that goes, hey, me and her and you should go have drinks like in the old. It's very, you don't need to be a cryptographer to suss
tell
out
him
Yeah.
about the next message.
the message.
I got a favor to ask you.
Oh, that was it was I got a favor to ask you. Probably best to ask over a couple of drinks. Also, please don't mention this to her. It's a surprise. I forgot
Somebody's
about
ready to cook out.
that. It's riddled with. So basically, what I figured out here is she has mentioned. I have come up in conversation.
Ciao.
And he is, and it has probably been recent, and it's probably so whatever their solution is. He thinks bringing me into the equation is going to solve it.
Oh, that sounds like a little dirty pillow talk at 1 a.m.
Whatever it might, yes, send, unsend. So whatever that was, I just send back and I go, hey, I don't really go out much anymore. I really don't drink anymore. I have a show at the Improv on the 28th. I go, if y'all want to come out, I'd love to have. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is
That's
it.
a really
Keep it about
nice
business.
deflection,
Keep it
and
about
then you
business.
still get asses in seats, and you think there's
Exactly.
going to be enough people
And then if we end
there
up at the Irish bar and you still really want me to bone your wife, I don't have to pay for an Uber home.
No, so I just send the polite declination with an invitation to be present if you want to. If you really are just a fan, and I'm misreading this.
I'm not willing to acquiesce your unasked for request.
There you go. So I get back. You know what, man? Well, imagine my surprise when I find out you two used to have a thing when I was overseas. You know what? Fuck you, man. If you ever reach out to her again, you go ahead. It's just don't ever reach out. And I'm like, nobody reached out to anybody. This is all just you. I sent 2 question marks, and I don't want to fuck with y'all like this. and he's like, and then blocked completely. And I just giggled, and then I sent an invitation to his wife to our show. So anyway,
well, I appreciate them buying the T-shirts.
Crazy.
She needed something to wear home.
I had this girl I went to high school with, man. When we started doing overseas shit, I guess because last time I saw her, she was crushing up fucking Viking and snorting it. Nice. And I was like, okay, well, you have fun.
Probably
she's got like a gang of kids. Yeah, she's got like a gang of kids and shit and whatever.
A gang of kids?
Well, all in the same range. She was able to concentrate. It was
gotcha.
But she fucking she hit me up and she was like, "Hey, I haven't talked in a while." And that was just nice. Like I know her, you know what I mean? Like we were tight when we were in high school. And then at some point, the conversation shifts to like, "Hey, so is there any way you can help me up? Like I'm kind of short on rent and blah blah." Yep, nope, sorry. And then she did it again. And then it was like, I started a dog rescue and I need food for my dogs or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you already got a bunch of kids. Why are you putting more mouths to feed in your house? and again, I haven't seen you in like 15 fucking years. I'm not sending you any fucking money.
Also, if you're aware, I don't run a dog rescue.
Yeah.
Or have all these kids.
So then she meets this dude, right? I get a friend request some random dude. I assume somebody I saw at a show, whatever. Hey, man, it's blah, 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 blah. I'm such and such's boyfriend. And I was like, oh, you're one of those. He's like, yeah, man, she talks about you all the time. Like, she really misses her friend and this, that, and the other. And I was like, if this motherfucker gonna hit me up for money. And he doesn't, but he's got some fucking Amway MLM bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, could you post this on your page, man? I'm just trying to make up some money and blah, blah, blah.
Want some it works, Cincy?
Sorry, man, I don't do that. And then I hear nothing from him. I hear nothing from either of them for a while. Then a couple months later, he's in my inbox, and he's like, so I'm thinking about asking her to marry me. I was like, I'll do it, man. I was like, y'all seem like, y'all are doing well, blah, blah. I hate to ask you, but I can't afford a ring. And I was like, then you can't afford to get married.
Yeah, bro.
So
Robbins Brothers, they'll finance anybody. Wells Fargo.
So insane.
But apparently
Robbery. How much do you love her?
Not only does she think I'm rich, but she's apparently told this fucker that I'm filthy rich or something. He's asking me for money to buy her a ring.
They saw you were featuring, right?
Right. They don't know what the fuck that is. But they fucking, the next thing I see on Facebook is that they're running around America in a fucking car with all these kids and dogs. And I'm like, okay, because you probably don't have a place to live, blah, blah. Then he dies. I don't know how I'm going to guess OD.
Glad you saved money on that ring.
Right.
Bad investment.
But wait.
Oh, now she wants you to buy a funeral.
No.
Oh, no.
She wants me to pay partially for the funeral, but pimp out the GoFundMe for his funeral expenses. Hey, can you just post? You've got a lot more followers and people than I do. Can you post this up?
That's because I've worked at it and built a career doing this.
She ran it for fucking months. And I apparently this is what they've done. Like they must have pissed off everybody. I think she put the limit on it at like $10,000 or something. Like months later, that shit had $5 in it.
Oh yeah,
That shit had $5 in it. She was probably like, people were gonna go, hey, we'll donate to the GoFundMe. She's like, just send me the cash. Like it was,
I had a guy.
they've dog rescued everybody.
That story has layers, you know?
That
It gets worse.
I don't want to use the word audacity because I understand sometimes when people die and you're trying to raise money for whatever, and you're like, oh, who can I reach out to that might have some reach? So I understand why I might be in your short list. But to get mad at me, if I send back, and this is what I said, if you ever reach out to me or like, hey, can you share my whatever, I just go, I just don't do it. I go, I don't post on social media, and when I do, it's very specific, and I have a blanket policy, no. And if I tell you that, and you come back with a bunch of fuck yous, you don't care about me and my shit, I'm literally gonna now I won't. But then I would send you a message that says, no, I don't, and I hope no one else does, because if this is how you... It was like a terrible response to some people. But I was also...
Well, clearly I made the right decision.
It's such a heavy ask.
Well, the thing is, man, if they had not been hitting me up for everything that they ever needed, and if she was like, my fiance died and we don't have any money to bury him or whatever, I might have done it. I might have been like, because I mean, like I said, we were tight back in the day. That's like your friend from high
school. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's completely different.
But the fact that
other stuff.
You've asked me to feed your kids. You've asked me to feed your
now,
dogs.
you said no to all the stuff before, right?
I said no to everything.
So she's just got a list of people. She's got a call list like a salesman. She's got Glengarry Glen Ross muscles.
Yeah.
She just goes down. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
just getting cold called. You don't know how far down you are on the
But
list.
she ain't getting no coffee.
That's for closing.
It was just and my thing with the GoFundMes or whatever is I tell people, I'm like, because whenever they ask me, they're like, you've got like 5,000 people on your Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes. I go, and because of that, I get asked a lot. And I go, the only way I can say this to you is like, if I do this for you, my inbox is going to blow up from the hundreds and hundreds of people I told no
So
to.
I don't do it, and then
kinda-
I give $50 and I walk away. That's what I do every single time.
if it's somebody I know or something, I give a damn about or whatever, I'll get involved with it.
Yeah.
But, like
Even
on
if you don't,
a
I'm
financial
polite.
basis, but that's my job. Like, are you asking your friend that works down at the the Ingersoll Rand warehouse to go hand that out to everybody at work?
Yeah,
Because that's
right.
the same shit, man.
Well, dude, my buddy lost all his shit in a fucking fire. And I put one up for him, and then people just went off on me. They were like, you told me no, you told me no. I'm like, well, yours was for like, oh, hey, I'm just kind of short on rent and blah, blah, blah. Like, you fucked up.
Motherfucker, if you started
Hey.
GoFundMe because you can't pay rent, I will literally type the words "ha ha."
Bro, did you not see any of them during the pandemic? There were so many people just paying.
You can't GoFundMe your rent every month.
I got
It's a very
unfriended.
short idea.
It's it's the time you
About 30 days from now.
yes, and here's why
You're gonna be in this predicament again.
I have said yes, but here's the thing: I have said fuck off to this, and I have been told that I'm an asshole for saying it. Sometimes people just got to pay rent.
No, that's
As
not why you're an asshole.
Totally. Let me let me give you the real reason. You're
I
off.
got the scroll.
You would be madder.
I just
if
wanted
you
to clarify.
knew.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
But I know because I've now run multiple successful social or crowdfunding campaigns. I know how much time it takes to set up a crowdfunding campaign, and I know how much your rent is. It would have been far easier if you'd made $20 an hour. You could have paid your rent and what you spent setting up this bullshit
That's super true.
with your pictures of your kids all sticky in the yard.
I got unfriended by a girl I used to go to punk rock shows with in high school, right? Known her for fucking ever. I got unfriended because I would not share the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe was for medical expenses. For her 96-year-old grandfather. Remember that we're just going to be in this predicament again in a month?
Rent. That's rent. That's rent again.
That's a front.
Yeah.
30 days
That's
from
a
now,
front.
you're going to need more rent.
So the thing I said back to her, I was as nice as I could be. I was like, I mean, and it wasn't even about me donating. Like, I throw a couple bucks, whatever. But it was because I wouldn't share it, and because I had a wide network of people. I'm like, you know why I got a wide network of people? Because I don't fill their inboxes with GoFundMes.
Yeah.
Can I type what I want when I share it?
Right? Come save this motherfucker for 2 more weeks.
Donate to the man of the week.
But it was just
We
it
need
was
heart rent.
And when I said no, I was like, he's 96. And she was I'm like, he saw the moon landing, like
Oh my
he saw Pearl Harbor and shit, like this motherfucker.
See, wait, so they were doing it for medical bills?
Yes.
That's not the pitch.
He was in the hospital.
That's not fuck your medical bills. The pitch is, hey, this dude's 96. Every dollar you send, we are going to spend on a debaucherous off ramp for this dude.
Yeah.
You just watch the hookers that come out of balloons and cakes. And we're going to send this dude out in confetti.
Yeah.
He's going to be confetti.
We're buying a truck of LSD.
Yeah.
There you go. And
Really.
yes,
He's going to
I
leave this
would
world
donate
in a
to that.
beautiful dream.
absolutely.
I drive the truck.
There you are.
Fuck.
We're just gonna back the truck up and hook it to a syringe. And just
That's a
pump it full.
worthwhile GoFundMe.
And
that I would
share the shit out of that.
Yeah. If you want to get shot out of a cannon like Hunter S. Thompson, I am on your team, bro.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on other people's social media.
Yes.
Like that.
I'm tagging people and not mad about it.
Or, you know, there's a lot of things like that. Like if you're like, oh, we're doing a Kickstarter. Why? We're having problems with our neighbors, and we want to terrorize our neighbors, and we need to find it. Oh, I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Now, if you tell
We
me,
fun
you want to
pranks,
play
right?
dying pig noises and stuff? You
Okay.
need better
Oh, yeah.
speakers?
There's the question.
I'm
What,
in.
what GoFundMe would you approve of? That's
That
a
one.
terrorize the neighbors?
I'll tell you this, what-
so I'm going to spend money
Or
on...
my HOA is suing me because of a flagpole too close to my driveway, and I need money to fight them with a lot. I'm in, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything that
Let's-
fucks
fucking-
the system,
yeah.
speakers to blow out the neighbors.
lie to me. Say, look, man, the Guinness World Record for the oldest human is 112. My grandpa's 111.
Yeah.
And we can make him live
just
for
gotta
3
get him
more
right
months.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Hey, you know what? And then when I find out you lied, I'm not even going to be mad. I was like, that was a fucking good one. That was fucking good.
That's a good one.
I appreciate a good sales campaign.
You just got to spend the money moderately close to what you told me you were going to spend it on. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. You can't tell me your grandfather's dying and then you take all the money
And go
and
to
you go to
Brazil.
Las Vegas while your grandpa doesn't have the truckload of
Right.
LSD that would make this
You
better.
picked Vegas.
Well,
and I
like, do you
picked Brazil.
ever-
What does that say about us?
Well,
That's a weird unpacking.
You like asses, and I
Do you ever like see those campaigns that go on for like way too long on GoFundMe when they like keep updating them?
But still no money's coming
But
in.
yeah, like still like
Yeah.
they're still raising money.
that's the
And, like,
saddest thing.
It's different if the arc is like car accident, injuries worse than we thought. He's still in the hospital.
yeah.
That's different. But like I see, this is like guilty pleasure of mine. Like I love.
do tell.
I love reading GoFundMe campaigns that are like overly updated.
Oh wait, so okay,
they're
hang on,
so
hang on. Let's-
juicy.
Let's talk strategy then. So your average GoFundMe campaign, you mentioned the length of time.
I've
So what
always
is
wanted to start. So I've always wanted to start like a GoFundMe
coaching-
under the alias of like a girlfriend who's like helping like her boyfriend recover from this thing. And as I write the updates, it's like slowly becoming clearer that like maybe a nurse and this boyfriend are like cheating. Like that.
That's
Oh, you
fun.
want to do a serial soap opera over the course of it?
I do because
what it turned into.
because that's what that's how I
campaign.
feel reading those sometimes. Because they're always like, you know, Johnny's in good spirits.
I would donate to this.
You know, right?
This is what I would donate to.
I would watch a documentary.
I
about
know,
it.
seriously,
After they locked her up
I
for it.
really want to do that.
So here's the thing at this point. So think about it from this standpoint, right? So you have to set the GoFundMe amounts at a number or a level that are conducive to paying for that amount of entertainment, right?
Yes.
To where you don't really feel guilt. Hey, I gave
has to be
$10.
realistic.
I gave $10 to this bullshit, but she updates this every other week.
Exactly.
And they're good. They're good.
They're juicy.
I thought
Abby,
that
this might
I thought
be-
that GoFundMe was called OnlyFans.
That's
No, this is how you cut
That
out
was
their market.
monthly.
Or Patreon.
it is. Those go on way,
I
those
love,
GoFundMes go on way too long. Those
I
But they
love
got
the
paid like a month.
idea, like of
Abby.
her updating it and like not really knowing what
ignorantly,
she's typing.
naively.
Yeah.
Abby.
Like, oh, suddenly John has to be in the hospital for 3 more days. It's like, why?
If you, I will help you do this. If
I
you
wanna do it.
Here's my only ask is this: that nobody gets fucked out of their money, right?
No.
So we set the amount low enough at the beginning that even the people who are gesturally doing it for
Yeah.
goodwill don't feel like they got had.
They got
and then
scammed.
once the story starts happening, they're free to drop off or whatever. Good, you spent $5, you missed. You thought you were doing a good deed, Samaritan. Go get
Yeah.
your water from the well. We're doing a show over here.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are signing on. This is too good.
I think it could be funny because if
That is
you're
hilarious.
updating it correctly, and if you like disguise it well enough, and then also
Yes.
too like legally, if you maybe like promise to refund people at the end of the
100%.
campaign, whatever it is, it could go viral or something.
Well,
I think
you
it
can
would
do
be
that
so
at any
funny.
point. You can shut down the campaign and be like, I got you.
It's a
There's
Literally.
your money back.
because
you
here's
know?
the thing: you can do. People can retract their money before. The end of
before
the
it actually
campaign.
goes, yeah.
So if at some point before the end of the campaign you have this revelation where you go, look, here's the game, but I'm not done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've taken the first mask off, but there's still more if you guys want to come along. and you go, if you want to get off, get off.
I was
But
gonna
all
say,
the rest of
yeah,
these are
like
behind a
before you
paywall.
reveal it, you're like, anyways, I'm switching the campaign for divorce lawyers.
That's
That's
but you can play the
funny.
story out.
Right?
Oh, God, Abby, that's funny.
And
as
then
I
hell.
want to do that.
I'm
You're
going to
going
push
to.
you
You
into
should do
doing
Okay,
it.
we're
this.
doing it. We're
100%.
scamming people.
No, we are.
No, you're unscamming
We're-
people. It's
Abby,
wonderful.
we are crowdfunding a story
Yes.
under the guise of medical bills.
I-
No.
Building
Yeah.
a mystery.
You're educating
agree.
people about crowdfunding.
Yeah, that also. This has
Honestly.
so many layers. As long as there's good done with it's a net
Right.
positive good outcome.
Or maybe like we
Then
give
all
all
of-
the money to like real charity or
Right,
something.
that's what, not all of
Yeah.
it, but like 70%. We're doing work. We should pay
Yeah.
ourselves for the work. I don't know how I'm on this team now, but you should
Slade's
pay
like, I
yourself.
seen
Oh,
do
Slade
more
heard
on it.
money. That's how he's on the team.
I've never made any, so
This
you
is the
should-
But you're always
worst
in line.
I would do it complete free.
I just see where it could be.
This is the worst episode of Shark Tank I've ever seen in my
This is,
fucking
but
life.
I mean, I'm still in.
Yeah.
Slade's like,
But
so
you
I
want
I'm an
65%
investor.
of her company.
No, I want her. No,
I'm an
I'm
investor at this
70%
price.
Of the company.
I really just want to know the other wrestler on her shirt. That's all I.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Did we ever figure that out? I
Did
don't.
we?
I got
No.
everything else.
Anybody-
Here's what we got. We got her. Abby's got this shirt. She's got the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
She's
Check.
got Randy Macho Man
Right.
Savage.
Check.
She's got the Heart Foundation.
Check.
She's got Big Boss Man over there
Yep.
Check.
versus we don't know who. No, wait, who's
No.
Big Boss Man? over
Big
there?
Boss Man
Oh,
is next to
Roddy
Roddy
Piper.
Piper.
Then we got Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake, but then
And
the
who is the wrestler?
Who's the pretty boy with the curly hair there?
Nobody knows.
Right?
Even
And
Chicken.
the weird strap.
Who looks
X
like
crosses, chest,
who looks like the
he's got pink
personification
gloves.
of wrestling.
Well, he looks at least like a manager.
It's you, Chicken. Have you ever? Can I ask you a question? Have you ever managed a backyard wrestling match? No, but my mom worked for wrestling. But your mom worked for wrestling
makes
back
a
in the
lot of
day.
sense.
That's and you still all right. We don't.
Wait,
Wait,
Family
Chicken, have you ever
tradition.
been in a backyard wrestling match?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wrong question.
No, you gotta say it like, oh yeah.
His name is Chicken.
That's 100% on me. We call them chicken fights. But
Chicken
it's-
fights. Wait, Chicken, is that not how you got your nickname? From chicken fights? Did you not tell me you got your nickname from fighting?
he
right.
said I tell people so many different things.
Would you like to
It's
know
really
how I
because
got
he
these
has a huge
scars?
cock.
Would you
You
like
know,
to
that makes
know?
honestly, yeah, change the story every time.
That's fantastic.
Keep it fresh.
That's
Man, speaking of chicken, I got hired to do a chicken commercial.
But Jerry,
Bro.
you are the new. This is how a segue should work.
That
Listen, for
was a
those of you,
tight
for those of
fucking
you who
segue.
used to watch the show and you remember the abrupt air break that was a Rob Mungle segue.
So,
Hey,
tell me about the chicken commercial thing.
Yeah, Jerry, you mentioned something off air about a chicken commercial that you might have. No, wait, you went from chicken to chicken. So,
Yeah,
so
bro.
That's
golf
perfect.
clap,
Yeah.
chef kiss, whatever other flowers I could throw across the table.
Dude found me on one of my platforms. I don't remember which one. And reached out to me. He goes, "Hey, man, I'd like to hire you to do some voiceover work for a chicken restaurant. Are you interested?"
Like actual chicken.
And I go, "Yeah, man, why?" And he goes, "I saw that video I did about Lee's Chicken or whatever while we were in
Kentucky.
And he goes, "I never wanted to eat chicken so bad in my life as you talking about that chicken." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Where are you from?" And he's somewhere in the UK. It's a British. It's basically what I figured out. It's like their version of Whataburger.
It's not Nando's.
No, it's called Chunks Chicken. Chunk with 2 Z's.
Okay.
Chunks Chicken. And it's a
Nando's
little-
makes the best Portuguese chicken in all of England.
Oh, this is like they're trying to be American. This is Chunks
Fried
Chicken.
Chunks fried chicken.
And they do chicken.
Right.
We got chicken and ribs and alcohol available till 5 a.m. on weekdays and 6 a.m.
This
on
place
weekends.
rocks.
Right now,
And
where are they?
kebabs.
Except it's in England.
Various places. It's a small chain, but I don't know where all the locations are. So he's like, I really want a Texas voice on this, doing this commercial. And I was like, all right. And then I was imbibing of the flour. And I got to chuckling to myself. And he's like, so we worked out a price. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm down for that.
Can I interrupt real fast? Tell
Yeah.
me this price involves him sending you chicken from England,
No,
freeze dried
monies.
and ready to be refried, but also chicken for you have to demand chicken.
Or at least
Jerry
like a
Wayne,
trip to go taste
you
it.
I
cannot.
don't want English chicken. I've
You
had other
have
English food.
This is
It's
why
so bad.
you have to do it. You can just simply tell him, "Hey, man, I'll do it, but I simply cannot do it without having tasted it.
I gotta taste chicken.
Now you can-
I can't voice over something that I don't believe in.
And
Or
I'm
you
telling
gotta
you,
write it
Send me
to be
some kebabs, some ribs,
Yeah.
and some of that alcohol
you
talking
can
about.
freeze dry 'em. I know those motherfuckers in Omaha with the steaks. I know it's doable.
Yeah, send me British ribs.
That's what
Send
I'm
that to
wildly,
Texas, buddy.
But so part of me is laughing about this because it's pretty much drunk people eating at this place, right?
No shit.
So how funny would
5
it be
a.m.
if I ever
chicken.
get to go to England and I'm talking to somebody and somebody's like, "Oh shit, mate, you're chunk."
Can you imagine the Whataburger guy going?
Because that's the character's name. This
Chunk.
is Chunk from
You're
Chunk.
gonna be
Chicken.
Yes,
You're gonna be chunk.
the same way the Whataburger guy cannot order Whataburger.
So-
He can't go to the drive-thru.
Can I
get a double
meat, double cheese?
But
I went into a Subway with Jared.
Okay.
No, they started cleaning and shit like here.
Were any kids able to get up to the surface before Jared got out of the subway?
he told me he's from the UK. And I started laughing, and he said, "Man, if you'll just..." So we agreed on the price and everything. He sent me a deposit. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna send you a sound bite." Right? He's like, "I just need this clip, and I need you to read this out." And so I started laughing about it. So I did it. You know, I can't do accents,
Oh God.
but I was like, "Hi, mate. If you're looking for chicken, come down to Chunk's Chicken." And then I sent it to him. And I saw that he saw it. And then he didn't respond for 9 hours.
Oh, he played for the whole office.
and then I got a message going, "That was great, mate, but
The polite English butt.
we were more looking for a Texas accent." And if you could just do it in your regular voice, that
Jesus
would be
Christ,
great.
I'm realizing you sent that to him. Oh my God.
Why would?
9 hours.
Were you just fucking with him?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
fucking with
that's
him.
incredible.
Yes, that's terrible.
I was gonna be a little worried.
Had the check already come?
Yeah, the deposit.
Deposit.
I'm sorry, hit my Venmo.
That's fucking incredible.
You look like that girl in Willy Wonka right now.
He waited 9 hours to respond.
Bro, he could have killed himself. That might have been the last of the company's budget for
I
advertising.
was worried he got fired.
I was the last of the company's advertising budget. He goes, "I've got a thing. Listen, I know radio's worked for us in the past. I know previously we've put some things in the paper and we've put some things on the back of the trolleys. We've tried all the things, but I've got this new thing and it's called the internet. And I found this jolly good fella who seems like he likes some chicken. He looks like he likes some chicken, and I think if we get him to say it in his accent, he's from Texas. You've got to understand he's from the actual place where they make the chicken. So I just, if you could just,
And then he had to play
just
that.
give us the
for
money.
his boss.
Just give us the last few little drops of our pence so I can give it to him, and I swear to you, I'll turn the company's business around."
Lost few shillings.
And he said it like Oliver Twist, a crust
That's
of bread.
fucking incredible.
And you sent back this shit show horrorscape of a Texas English accent, and he had to go to the boardroom and go, "I've gotten the email."
He was so excited. As soon as that little thing came in Gmail, he opened that laptop.
Oh,
Was like,
fuck.
"Guys, feature is on this."
I don't even need to open it first. Why would
And
I
then-
need to proof this in the office?
And
Just
then-
listen
then
to what we
eight-
made.
Then 8 chicken people looked at the computer like,
At this weird thing that sounds like 2 YouTube videos
"What
playing
did
at
you
one
spend
time.
our money on?"
Hi, y'all. Can y'all eat some chicken? I don't even know how to do that.
he sends me that email back. And I responded with, "I know, man. I'm just fucking with you. Here's the real file."
Jesus.
And he immediately replies to that one and goes, "Oh, thank God, mate."
Oh, my
You know what? Because he was
God.
about to start a GoFundMe to replace that money.
You better start a GoFundMe
And then
to
immediately
revive
sent
his
the rest
fucking
of my money.
business.
No one would believe that story.
Oh, thank God, mate.
God.
Called GoFundMe, mate.
You have to release that audio bite someday.
Jerry, that's so good.
That's fucking incredible.
If you're going to hire a comic, that's the tax you got to pay.
I forgot I did it. So it wasn't until like the next morning I was like, "Well, you saw this last night. We did." I
So
did
the
that
bad
thing.
So
one.
wait, you sent this at the end of the night while you were in the middle of it. And then you patioed
I
it
was
and
smoking pot
forgot.
in the bathroom,
Yeah.
and I went there and recorded this.
So can we find you on a chicken commercial soon?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear.
I can't wait.
Jerry-
I'm Chunk from Chunk's Chicken.
That's so fucking.
By the
say
way,
that
that's a
to say
great
I'm
name.
Chunk?
Yeah, this is
That's
Chunk, y'all, from Chunk's
incredible.
Chicken. And
You wouldn't eat Chunk's chicken? Frenchie's got me. I'd go to Chunk's.
yeah, if I told you to.
That's, no,
Yeah,
you're,
goddamn.
you're the suspect
Yes.
part of it. That's the suspect part.
No. You just hear that accent saying, "Come on down to Chunk's Chicken."
Yeah,
I'm like,
you go, "There's
I'm going.
You go, there's no
I would
chicken
go.
left there.
No, you're not.
Chunk.
Driving all the way there.
It's just audio, it's not
no.
video.
I can hear this voice. That voice ate all the chicken.
That voice, that accent's got
But-
cholesterol.
They have liquor until 5 a.m.
Oh, good. I
I'm
got
sorry.
something to
Which
drown my
really made
sorrows
me
in.
want to go to England. I was
I'm
like,
sorry,
I
if the
can get
voice-
fried chicken and liquor till 5 a.m.
But it's going to be
Are you
English
shitting
fried
me?
chicken.
Yeah.
It's gonna be English liquor though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you
Good
really
point.
want Fernet and bread and
Hey man, they own part of Ireland. Like that your shit's gonna be there.
yeah, but
Dude, that
underprotest.
reminded me of the lady in the airport. Oh my God, do you remember that shit?
Which one?
Being Slater in the airport restaurant eating in the morning, right? And this she's a little boomery lady over here. She's having trouble figuring out the kiosk display, and Slade's bitching about the kiosk display because he don't want to give him his email to get.
I
a
can figure it
children's
out. I
plate.
just don't want to pay. I don't want to. Yes,
But he's just grouching about it. But she's struggling.
she's
but
perplexed.
she hears him grouching about it, and she decides she has an ally.
She thinks we have the same problem.
She starts leaning into him, and she's asking questions. He's giving her one-word answers, and she goes, "I just can't believe this. This is too hard to figure out. This is what I get for drinking prosciutto in the morning."
Drinking prosciutto.
Prosciutto?
And I'm like biting a hole in my goddamn lip not to say his last name's Ham. And he's over there going, "I'd have lost a bet if I thought you knew the difference between Prosecco and Prosecco
I
and
was so
prosciutto."
thrown off. She threw Italian ham in my ear. He corrected her. I didn't know how she didn't know it, and he did. My brain just snapped.
Holy fuck.
I just gave him my
Imagine drinking
email
that
address.
much Prosecco.
Imagine drinking that much prosciutto.
Becomes prosciutto.
Slade orders the children's plate, right?
You're damn right. It's the only thing that's $7 in the airport.
And the lady, the waitress comes out, and she goes, "I have a children's plate. It's yeah." And she brings it to him. So we're sitting there talking. We're eating our breakfast. 5 minutes later, "I have a children's plate." She walks immediately to Slade, like he ordered 2 of them. And Slade's like not saying anything because he's going to take it if she gives it to him.
Yeah, set it down, bitch. Set it down like you forgot.
And this big old cowboy from over at the corner of the restaurant goes, "Excuse me, miss, that's mine."
Turns out I started a movement of people who recognize the fact that if you're going to leave us here to police ourselves, no one's going to tell me that child's plate is
It's
only
like
for
self-checkout
$12.
at Home Depot.
100%.
Y'all are buying my screws for this project.
All of that's yellow pine.
Bruh, you know how much toilet paper I pay for? 0. If it's in the bottom of that shopping cart, I'm not bending over to scan it myself.
They try to catch
Anything
you.
in the bottom is walking right out to my fucking cart.
Oops, I forgot.
It used to be a game between me and Rach when we go to HEB. Sorry, baby, I'm outing us. That's
fair.
Put all the case of bottled water on the bottom of the cart
It's
and
attack.
see who forgets to ring it up.
It's because here's
We
the
got a lot of free water out of
and
HEB.
rightfully you should. That's the employee's job to find it. And also, if you look at the amount of times the self-checkout has shortchanged you on your actual coins, which none of us really check, but I did a
Yeah.
non-scientific, unpeer-reviewed study of my own at the Kroger when I lived across the street from it and used to walk there every single day. And I will tell you this, that I used to steal the chocolate malt balls and eat them in front of the camera like out of principle because I knew how much they were fucking me for on the
the
change.
machine go, "We're having a coin shortage."
Every single time.
All right. I'm going to drop one on y'all, and I've never told anybody. I haven't even told you that to do
I
this.
just let me just stop you ahead of time. I only confessed to eating chocolate malt balls. So before you're like, I killed a Kroger employee.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I just
no, no,
want-
no. This
Just
is
beat 'em.
this is in the airport. You know,
That's
when
totally fine.
When you go to the airport,
Yeah, you can kill him.
When
You
you
can
go to
kill
the
an airport.
restaurant and they got that little tub with the fucking waters and everything, and a bottle of water is like $5.
Uh-huh.
What I do is I pick up the bottle of water, I go up to the thing, I order it, and we set it on the counter. I set it on the counter behind the register,
Uh-huh.
and I order my food, and they ring it up. They charge me for the food.
You
They
walk
didn't-
away with
they-
your water.
They didn't see the bottle of water. I take it and I walk up there. I'm like, what? I set it on the counter. They've never caught it once.
I used to do that.
I don't pay $5 for water in an
let
airport.
me- I want to
I
up
used
your
to do
game
that
real
with
fast.
cigarettes and 5-hour energy. I would ask for a pack of cigarettes and put my 5-hour energy on the counter, and they'd ring up the cigarettes every time, and I'd pay for it. That's on you, bro.
So let me up your game. Instead of just simply setting the water behind the register, when you get it out of the thing, crack that bitch and take a sip out of it like you brought it with you. Like this came from the newspaper stand that's overcharging you for water instead of the Chinese restaurant that's overcharging you for water. No, water is never $6, bitch. I will steal all your $6 water. I will go to your music festival. I will get out.
Rachel, I got on the phone. Geico the other day jacked I was with Geico Insurance for a long time. Been with them for a long time. And they jacked my car insurance rates up like $20 a month.
If this ends up with you doing a Texas voiceover for that lizard,
No, but if I get that gig, I'm taking it. Anyways,
Hi, mate.
so
Want to save 15% on your car insurance, y'all?
I called them. I said, what the hell, man? I said, first of all, I've had 2 car accidents in 5 years. Neither one of them was my fault. No moving violation. Y'all didn't pay anything out on it, and you jacked my rates up then. And then you just jacked them up at the end of my contract this time. And the girl goes, oh, let me look that up, but I think that's the inflation. And Rachel's right there beside me on the phone. I'm like,
bitch, is that a fat joke?
Did she say the inflation?
The inflation.
And she goes, oh, yeah, it's right here. It's because of the inflation. I go, how? You're a digital presence, and you haven't spent any money on me. What got inflated? And she goes, sir, it's the inflation. I go,
She's flipping pages like a fucking understudy.
I said, that doesn't make any sense. You guys don't even send me paperwork. You know what I mean? I have an app that shows my ID cards. You don't spend any money on me. How can anything get inflated? I go, did they give you a raise? And she goes, excuse me? I said, did they give you a raise? She goes, sir, that's nobody. It's inflation. I go, you keep saying that word. And she goes, well, I said, I'm canceling with you guys. And meanwhile, Rachel's pulling up quotes from other insurance agencies while I'm on the phone with her. I said, oh, look, Progressive doesn't have the inflation. They're cutting my rate in half. And she goes, well, everybody's got inflation. And I just hung up on it. And I was like, you can't say that word anymore. I'm done. The inflation.
Sadly, due to inflation, we got to end this episode.
The inflation, sir.
The inflation. It's everywhere. It's the inflation. If you don't know about the inflation, Google it. It's happening. Jerry Wayne Longmire, Sam Demarest, my whiskey brothers as always. I'm Slade Ham, your host, if I didn't mention that earlier. We're joined by Abbey Vollman on this month's episodes, one of our favorite Houston comedians, host of Tuesday Night TNA along with Tess Vergalt, a guest that's been on our Is This Thing On show that we did last
So I'm on the show, right?
So,
just follow me to my car. Yeah.
You do it Tuesday nights at the Secret Group. Where can people find you specifically? I know you have some TikTok success as well. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on TikTok at Strawberry Quip, strawberry like the fruit, and then Quip, QUIP, or on Instagram at Abbey V Comedy.
We're fans of you. Thanks for being here. You're sticking around for the
me.
second episode of this month. For the rest of you, 1041 is in the can. Find us at praisewhiskey.com. Jerry Wayne is on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and I think YouTube also. So if you want to watch the full special, that's available there. It's also on the Whiskey Brothers YouTube. And then I have some cool stuff happening on YouTube also that I never vocalized.
Ham experiment.
But I should.
Very cool. Y'all should check it out. Jeff Canda's going to be on it on the next
Got an
one.
episode with him, and it's my weekly vent. So a half hour for me every
You
week.
should definitely check out the Louisville episode.
It is certainly fun. SamDamaris.com is now live and kicking.
Yeah, and my
Hell yeah.
my internet presence is like a deadbeat dad's Christmas presents.
You get them when you get them.
Yeah, it happens or it don't. Yeah.
Bank on it.
Yeah.
Unless somebody dies.
And then,
Then I'm alive.
something very wrong.
That was a great picture of Loretta Lynch. She looks very healthy.
Thanks to Chicken in the back. We're going to do a lot more things. Chicken, the next Whiskey Brothers-esque show or the next time we all do something here in Houston, you're going to jump on and do some stand-up comedy. I like keeping our people in the fold. Abby, you should have been on. We didn't have enough time. If you and I weren't doing brand new stuff and doing such a long set, would have put all you guys on.
Oh, that's fine. I took it super personal.
You should have, because we talked about you, and the Christmas show is going to be the next thing I think we do collectively. We might do something else before that. All things Whiskey Brothers, always online at Praise Whiskey or at the Whiskey Brothers, and we'll see you guys on another episode soon.
I believe in good whiskey.